For the production of Phone Booth, a large cast and crew worked tirelessly to craft a highly unusual film. Unlike most Hollywood features, which can take up to 6 months to complete, Phone Booth was shot in only 10 days. Veteran director Joel Schumacher, who's been making movies for almost 30 years, has never experienced anything like Phone Booth.
The story of Phone Booth is literally a phone rings and a voice says,
"If you hang up, I will kill you."
And for the next 80 minutes, Colin Farrell is held captive in this booth
by a sniper who's got a telescopic rifle pointed at him and won't let him hang up the phone.
The caller believes that he has the right to decide, who has personal integrity on the planet.
I actually appreciated his point of view. He's someone who is kind of fed up with society and what is allowed to transpire in relationships between people. And he picks a person and decides to try and teach them a lesson about integrity, about values, and about honesty. And he just does it in a rather unorthodox, aggressive way.
Stu Shepard is a wise ass. You know, he's a real scam artist. He's
a young man who's placed far too much importance on the unimportant things in life. He's a publicist, very full of himself, he's very cocky, he's quite smart, but he's kind of just deals in lies and untruths every day. He's full of shit. He's one of the bad ones.
Well, you better be nice to me while I'm still on the way up and taking your calls.
Colin can play anything. He can do comedy, he can do tragedy, he can be the bad guy, he can be the good guy. It's a tour de force for Colin Farrell. I mean, he's on almost every second of the movie and did a phenomenal job, and we're very proud of him. Even though it's about Colin's journey in the phone booth, it's an ensemble piece in the sense that this involves many other people. Of course, Kiefer, most importantly, who is the person holding him hostage. Radha Mitchell plays Colin's wife. She's a very beautiful, talented actress from Australia. Forrest Whitaker is one of my favorite actors. I was so thrilled that he said yes. Richard T. Jones plays his right arm in this, another great actor. And Katie Holmes. I think almost everybody in the world probably knows who Katie Holmes is at this point. The exotic dancers from across the street, Leon the bouncer, the pizza man. There's a cast of characters in this movie beside the caller and Colin.
Kelly Shepard is Stu's wife. And, you know, she's the doting wife who's in love with him and would never suspect that he has this double life.
I play Pam, and she's an aspiring young actress in New York City from Montana, a little naive, and she is being represented by Stu, and she kind of gets caught up in the drama because he's interested in more than just her career.
He hasn't told the girl that he wants to bang that he has a wife, and he hasn't told his wife that he has a girl that he wants to bang. Stu Shepard is a prick. Doesn't even see what his lies are doing. He wears blinkers, he lives in a world of his own, and he gets brought back down to life by someone who's very horrible, and someone who also intends to make Stu a better man, and by the end of the film...
I'm always trying to look for something that's fresh and unique and original, and I'd never seen a movie that was all in a phone booth.
Right in the middle of a city with thousands of people around you, cars, traffic, buses, police cars, and you can't get out. You're sealed in like a glass coffin, right in the middle of Times Square or somewhere.
I thought it was not only a great idea for a movie, but I thought it would be extraordinarily challenging. We have a 10-day shooting schedule, and of all the insane things I've ever done in my life, this will certainly be the most insane. But as you can see, we have a hardy casting crew that's willing to do this with me, other insane people.
It's been some trip for everyone, for the whole crew. Every single person on the crew and on the cast. I mean, it's been just a mad, mad journey.
Doing a movie in 2 weeks, it sounds like a challenge, and it was just unusual. And so,
in Joel's case, we were able to have, I think, one of the best directors to be able to do that. He understands every facet of movie making. He's not just an actor's director, which he is. He understands lighting, he understands design.
He's just incredibly confident and knows what he wants and isn't trying to prove anything. He's just sort of out there doing it.
He sets a construct for a picture, like Tigerland and this film, about the mood of his character, of the point of the story. And for us, it allows us to improvise a little bit when we get there.
He understands the script, and so we were able to shoot 12 pages a day. And to get all of the integral parts of it, we had to set up a schedule that we shot in continuity and allowed the actors to get into their parts and really capture the moment.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Man, you can't cross in front of here.
Keep back, folks. Is there somebody I can talk to? This is my husband.
When you're shooting it in continuity, you don't have to worry about where the glass should be shattered, where if there's any blood in this part of the scene. You don't have to worry about matching something that you haven't shot yet. And that may seem strange to a viewer, but you know, sometimes you're shooting the exterior of a building after the people have run out, but you haven't gone to the studio to do the scene on the set of what's going to happen in that apartment. And so you're thinking, well, would the clothes be torn? Would this? Whereas if you're doing it in continuity, it evolves as you go along. Besides the speaking roles, we have great Hollywood extras that are part of the whole street scene.
They have to be here every day, they have to repeat things, and they have to grow with emotion to an incident that they're seeing in a 3-hour period.
What was interesting shooting in continuity is none of them had read the script, and when they came to work each day, they didn't know how the story was going to turn out.
And they're like dying to know what happens next, because they've never been in a movie where they watch it from start to finish.
So a lot of their reactions are very pure, because they don't know from moment to moment what is going to happen inside and outside that booth. So that was very exciting.
Every extra has a character, which is in any movie that I like to do. It's like, are you a businessman? Are you a shopper? Are you a homeless person? Are you another one of the strippers? And they just have to fit into that group.
My name is Steve Johnson. I'm the second assistant director here on Phone Booth. My primary responsibility on this show is making sure all of the extras are set. So I set the extras to the cameras and give them actions that they'll be doing and try and make it look real. You'll take your timing off them and then they'll take their timing off you, so it'll all look wonderful. Right, cool. Every morning I give a big speech at 7 a.m. before we start, and I talk to everybody. I say the same thing all the time, This is all real time. Most of it occurs in a phone booth, which is down here on 5th Street. You'll see that when you get to set. So as usual, we're starting off today where we left off yesterday. Shooting in sequence makes it a lot easier because you can just tell people from the night before, just go where you were last night. And that's where you'll start from today. Count to 5, and then walk down, and then I want you to cross the street like you did before. Okay. Do it like this.
We're on 5th Street in Los Angeles, which is supposed to be 53rd Street in New York. And we were on 6th Street only yesterday, but then the diamond merchants who work there didn't want us.
The ripple effect of us being here was quite extensive.
And we were asked to very quickly move to this street.
After having completely prepped the next street over.
Which in the end was another happy accident because we were able to do a lot more with this street. And it was just a mad dash. We had 4 days to prep the movie. So my art director and I basically slept 6 hours apiece over the course of 4 days. And we're down here 24 hours a day from the Wednesday before shooting until Sunday morning when the last drop of paint dried. Pretty much just as everybody was walking on the set.
We had cranes going up to the tops of these buildings.
We had a 38-man crew running 12, 14 hours for 3 days.
A lot of people came together in a very short period of time and facilitated us being able to shoot today.
So this shows you what a movie crew can do. But all this stuff you're seeing, all these neon signs, all of this was put up by our crew. It doesn't really look like this. The magic of movies. We needed the flavor of a real city, and I think a lot of the credit for that goes to Andrew Laws, who's our production designer, because I think he managed to make 5th Street in downtown LA really look like New York. Today, we have to shoot all the way up to a certain section. It's about 11 or 12 pages. The average TV show does about 8 pages.
We're moving so fast, everything has to be here and ready at a moment's notice. We can't wait. If we wait for 15 minutes every hour for a setup, after 10 hours, that's a day's worth of shooting. While it's only a 10-day shoot, it's still a 120-page script.
The other thing is, at 4 o'clock, we're out of light because it's winter time.
So what we have to do is use the light we get and then create the darkness underneath that simulates that soft top light that you see in Europe and in New York and cities much older with higher buildings and bigger skylines. The thing about New York when you're trying to emulate it is a lot of light is bouncing around the tops of buildings. And you're really in dark caverns when you're shooting on the street. So, that's the thing we need to create. And we just evaluated this space architecturally and figured out where the sun was going to fall. in combination with putting lights up on buildings to simulate daylight backlights and reflections that we wanted. And we put up these bounces primarily because we knew the sun was going to hit it for the majority of the day, and we could make use of that light.
We're talking about ways to basically control the lighting here and keep it similar, because we're trying to make it all look like one afternoon over the course of 10 days.
We want to try and build this rig that can give us light and not be there at all.
They had asked if the stuff could retract back, and when they wanted to do another shot, they wanted to see a clean building and how long would it take. And when I said, well, we could probably make some type of retractable system, of course, if the money was there. Well, fortunately, the money was there, and we got to do the system that we designed.
We had a day and a half to really design it and get guys up here on the roof build it.
We came up with the double motor system, which is here, which is on 2 trusses. So when it comes down in its one position, you have a white side, then raise one truss, drop the other truss, and change the color so he has a black to that side.
The white side was to provide light.
Basically, catch the sun and shoot it down into the area here between the 2 streets.
And the black side was to kill reflections.
And the lighting sources on either end of the building work as backlights, which bring the feel of like a hard sunlight into the area.
If you look around the rigging here, the way we've rigged the street for lighting is just, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's ever been done before.
We're fighting the light, and we're going to actually try to do this in 10 days. So we'll keep you posted.
After the initial shock of realizing they wanted to shoot this thing in 10 days, my job was to figure out how we could do it. I'm actually the person that articulates the director's vision and the person that executes it. So in preparation, trying to get the sense of what the director wants to accomplish, and gets to the execution phase, which is production, and accomplishes it.
Normally, this would have been a 40-day film.
But in this instance, we have 4 cameras on almost every shot.
If you take a 10-day schedule and you take 4 cameras and you multiply it, it's 40 days.
It's great for the director. It's very difficult on the cinematographer because the quality control of the lighting on each person is much more difficult when you have many cameras going. But Matty Libatique, our great cinematographer, is a genius.
Sometimes when you see 3 or 4 pieces of track down and 4 cameras, then it's really giving us options to pick up different points of the story. We're doing 8, 9, 10-minute takes, which is taking up 1,000-foot rolls of film, and we just want to be in the right position for that part of the narrative, so it gives us that flexibility.
So I have to write down what each camera is shooting. I have to keep track of what dialogue the actors are saying.
So many bleeding lines. So that's why I was pacing up and down all the time, just trying to stay focused. I ended up smoking freaking 60 to 80 cigarettes a day and drinking a good bit of coffee on this. I don't know if that kept me energy up.
Colin's been amazing. I mean, he's been able to take 5 to 10-minute takes and keep them completely riveting.
Today, we're going to try to do everything from the moment at which the hookers, our resident hookers, come out of the strip club, to when they get so angry at Stu that they go get the boss to come out and beat on the phone booth, which we'll start the day with tomorrow. 3, 2, 1, background, and action.
Now, why would a man who has a cell phone call you every day from a phone booth?
He said it's quiet.
Pam, that's just stupid. It's because his wife checks his cell phone bills. No record of his calls to you.
He said he wasn't married.
Oh, he's married. Her name is Kelly. I've never seen her, but she sounds lovely. Why do you think he invites you to the City Hotel? Cheap rooms for cheap girls.
You fucking asshole.
He's telling you all this so you'll sleep with him.
I know that. I may be from Montana, but we have men there also. I wasn't planning to sleep with him. I just don't know a lot of people here yet. Stu's cute, and he said he would help me. Look, I will. Pam, you never asked me if I was married.
Pamela, he's never made anyone a star. Goodbye now. Big kiss. Back to you again, Stu.
Come on, get down in there, Daddy. I got to hit this trick for the next bitch take my call.
Go away.
Go away. Hang up the fucking phone, nigga.
Why are you doing this?
Now, let's call Kelly.
She's not home.
Oh, but I'm sure she's at the shop on Columbus.
How the fuck do you know all this shit about us?
Speed dialer. Press auto 1. That's her button.
And what am I supposed to say?
Why don't you try telling her the truth? You're cheating.
I'm not cheating on Kelly. I never have.
Then what do you call it?
Look, you're a guy. Sometimes you just want to know it's a possibility, all right? It's like having a beautiful home. But you still dream of that quick vacation now and then. Some nice hotel room with a great view, maybe a pool. But it's only a fantasy because you'll never really leave home.
Kelly is a home and Pam is a motel. I'm sure they'll both appreciate that.
Fuck you.
Man, why you taking up the whole fucking booth? This here's about business.
Look, this is not the only phone in New York.
It's the only one that work on 8th Avenue.
Bullshit. Go in a restaurant or someplace, but get
Motherfuckers,
lost.
this is my phone. God damn it, man. You done made me hurt my dick hand.
Oh, I'm sure you're just as good with the other hand, all right? Go away.
I'll be back, motherfucker. Don't think I ain't. You better be gone.
I was worried for you there, Stu. I thought she was going to put an eye out with that hand.
I'm the still photographer on the show. My job basically is to get the shots that will publicize the film perfectly. I shoot as much as I possibly can, about 15 to 20 rolls a day. I just shoot everything that moves. Then I turn around and I shoot everything else. And sooner or later I will get every shot that they will ever need, and then I'll get another job.
So here we are on day 3. This is the day that we're going to attempt to have Leon try to throw Stu out of the booth. Stu will, of course, refuse, and then Leon will die. So we have to break the glass of the phone booth. Then we have to have Leon pull him through the phone booth. So 2 sort of semi-stunts. Since it's getting a little bit more frantic in the movie today, we're talking about doing a lot more handheld work. And we're talking about doing a 360 Steadicam around the booth when the ladies are yelling at Stu, and that's the day's work.
I'm the costume designer, and you're designing the character. You get the basic idea from the script on where they live, where they are in life. It's really like a little puzzle figuring it out. We came up with the idea that Stu would have a suit, but not a tie. We wanted him to be young and hip and a little bit aggressive. He's also a press agent and, you know, kind of vain, so he should look as good as he possibly could, and he should stand out, you know, while he's surrounded by all these people in a phone booth. His wife is sort of this upscale New Yorker in the summertime, and we wanted her to be on par with him because he's very upscale and kind of a dandy, and that's his wife, so she sort of should match him.
So this is day 4, and today the movie gets a little bit more exciting. We're going to actually get to the cops arriving. The siege will start on Stu for theoretically killing the pimp in the street. So today we have 2 big entrances. We have the entrance of Sergeant Jonah, played by Richard Jones, and we have the entrance of Captain Ramey, played by Forrest Whitaker. We have 4 cameras today because we're doing some stunts. You know, we're going to have all the cars drive in hot. Much more action today. Police run out with the guns. So, the movie's beginning to pick up a little pace. We're on to page 45 today, so we're getting to the halfway point.
Because the movie itself is being shot on multiple cameras, wide and tight, we have to wire a lot of people. All the actors are wired, which is very unusual, and they've all got to hear each other.
So they're able to, run the lines, keep the timing correct, and, keep up with everything.
We're at day 5.
Today is a big day. The police captain, played by Forrest Whitaker, is trying to negotiate Stu out of the booth, and we got to get Leon's body out of the street.
In about 2.5 hours, we will have shot 64 pages of this script, all right? And this continues to be the most insane thing that I've ever done, but it's actually working, and thank God for phenomenal actors that know their lines. They're doing 6, 7, 8 pages of dialogue at one time, and barely missing a line, so that's very rare.
I don't want your fucking money. I want you to hang up the phone and get the fuck out. $120. It's all yours. $120?
Wait a minute.
You're gonna pay me $120 to rent the phone booth. The bum's pissing every fucking night. Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
My name is Mike Mills, and I am the makeup artist. And our hero, he's being terrorized in the phone booth, so he's been shot in the ear, cut in the face with glass, and all these different things have continuity. Each scene, the blood has dripped a little bit further, and now it's on his shirt, and the blood is starting to dry and crack. So by the end, when they wheel him away, it'll be this kind of sweaty mess.
It's Monday. It's the beginning of our 2nd week, so we're halfway through the movie. Today's a big day for us because the media shows up, the SWAT team shows up. So it feels like the siege has begun on our poor hero in the phone booth who has done nothing and everybody thinks is a cold-blooded killer. So it's day 7 of the movie, and the wife shows up, the girlfriend shows up, and Stu sees the girlfriend. Now he runs the risk of the wife and the girlfriend actually meeting each other while he's trapped at bay by a sniper. We've been here for 8 days, and it feels like, no disrespect to Joel, 8 weeks, because every day we shoot so much. And we start shooting this movie today with many more intercuts than we've been doing because now there's more characters here. So we have a 4th camera here now, and we shoot in every direction at the same time, and we really get confused a lot. So it's day 9 of 10, and we're on the home stretch today. The secret's out. The cops know that there's another person involved.
We haven't found your lawyer yet, Stu, but we're getting close, okay?
Stu is going to confess, and then the cops will try to take the real killer out and help our hero Stu survive. Today will be a very big day for Colin because confessing all his sins is very emotional, and he's confessing to the girlfriend and the wife and telling everybody what a liar he is. It's a fairly long scene. He's got to get very worked up, and we've rehearsed it once already this morning, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a fantastic end to a fantastic film.
I think every single human being here is so amazed at Colin Farrell, and none more so than I am. He set a high standard for himself as a young artist, and he certainly is living up to it and probably surpassing it. I bet he's surprising himself, too.
Hey, Mark!
Be Mark! Video camera, marker!
And settle, and background. Breathing, and action.
Enough of this sideshow, Stu. Your sins have finally caught up to you.
So this is all some religious thing?
Ah, that would explain it. Bible-crazed killer picks on fashion-obsessed PR guy.
Look, I may not go to church very often, but...
Sorry to disappoint you, Stu. I'm a druid. We worship truths.
Tell me what you want, then.
What everyone wants. For the bad guy to get what he deserves. Go for the gun.
Kill myself.
Yes, it would be a rare, unselfish act.
Look, I can't find it.
Kelly, Pam, bam.
Look, I found it. I got it.
Then let's see it. Let everyone see
The
it.
cops will kill me.
Yes, you're talking prime time material now.
So what, all this just to watch me die?
No, to get you to do what's right. If you want to save yourself, confess.
I already told Kelly everything.
Everything? No. No more excuses and half-truths, Stuart. You look out into those cameras and you bury your soul. TV seems to help bring out the worst in people. You should be fine.
We haven't found your lawyer yet, Stu, but we're getting close, okay?
Stuart, I'm offering you a chance to redeem yourself. Come on, Stu. Humble yourself in front of your loved ones and millions of strangers. And me. It's do or die time.
You couldn't find anybody worse than me. I'm not a murderer or a child molester, but a publicist who has impure thoughts about some pretty little fucking actress, who spends all his money on Italian suits and dry cleaning so people think he's important, who doesn't waste his time being nice to people who aren't any use to him. These are my crimes.
Stuart, I know your crimes. Tell them.
I've never done anything for anybody who couldn't do something for me. I string along an eager kid with promises that I'll pay him. I only keep him around because he looks up to me. Adam, if you're watching, don't be a publicist. You're too good for it. I lie in person and on the phone. I lie to my friends. I lie to newspapers and magazines who sell my lies to more and more people. I'm just a part of a big cycle of lies. I should be president. How am I doing?
About as good as the day trader. Worse than the banker.
I only wear this Italian shit because well, deep down I still feel like the Bronx. I think I need these clothes. And this watch. Yeah, my $2,000 watch is a fake, and so am I. I've neglected the things I should have valued most, and I valued these things. I take off my wedding ring to call Pam. Oh, Kelly, that's Pam. Don't blame her. I never told her if I was married, and if I did, she would have told me to go home. Kelly, looking at you now, I'm ashamed of myself. All right? I mean, I worked so hard on this image on Stu Shepard, the asshole who refers to himself in the third person, that I only proved I should be alone. I've been dressing up as something I'm not for so long. I'm so afraid you won't like what's underneath. But here I am. I just flesh and blood and weakness. And, I love you so fucking much. I take off this ring because it only reminds me of how I failed you. And I don't want to give you up. I want to make things better, but it may not be my choice anymore. You deserve better. You were never gonna let me go.
No.
You were never gonna let me go. I know a thing about lies and liars.
Then why the confession?
I didn't do it for you.
Stu, that lawyer's coming down now.
At least you'll die with a clean conscience.
No, you're the one that's gonna die. Listen, right now they're coming up. Can you hear them? They're coming up. They're right outside your fucking door and coming up those stairs to get you. You know why? Because I sent them.
Oh, Stuart, you can't help lying, can you?
No, you're the one that's gonna die. Look around you. Look at that fucking room. It's getting smaller every second, isn't it? Huh? Until it's not much bigger than this goddamn booth.
No, Stuart, there's nobody out there.
There is somebody out there. They're coming up the fucking stairs. They're right outside your door. They're right outside your door, and they're gonna fucking punch you out of your fucking misery. You've only got seconds left. What are you gonna do? You're gonna run? You're gonna talk? You're gonna run? What?
If this is true, Stuart, then I have to take someone with me, don't I? And since Kelly is the most important thing to you in your life, I'll take her.
This is about me. Take me. Take me. Come on, take me. You wanna kill me? Take me.
All right, well, it's day 10 of 10, so I'm very excited.
And we're doing a parting shot with my good friend, Kiefer Sutherland.
I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. I feel bad about the pizza guy. But I couldn't miss seeing you and Kelly reunited. You don't have to thank me, nobody ever does. I just hope your newfound honesty lasts. Because if it doesn't, you'll be hearing from me.
Ten-day movie, 120 pages. I consider that a victory.
I can't say enough about how great this crew is and the cast because they're really making it happen. It's easy for me to say action and cut. They're really making it happen.
I don't think it could have been done if you didn't have the elements of people working together and working as a team.
We made a film on an independent budget and schedule, but
we've been able to do things here that are unheard of.
From Joel to the extras, I think I'm embracing the challenge, and everybody's done an amazing job.
it became a very little big movie, and I'm proud of that. I really am proud of it.